7 with Pat Sevens, servicing Rochester, New York, the outlying areas, and the world. On today's show, a crappy hockey player from Webster Thomas sues the school for being crappy. We'll go live to Washington, D.C. for a field report on Shutdown Watch. And finally, sometimes, ladies, just let your man go out and have a drink. Don't make him do this. 7 topics from the mind of Pat Sevens begins right now.
Number 1.
Whatever sport you played in high school, your coach owed you nothing other than making sure you were safe. He or she did not owe you playing time, they didn't owe you a trophy, they didn't owe you a roster spot. They owe you nothing. That's not how the family of a former Webster Thomas hockey player feels. They're suing the school district and the hockey coach, who, by the way, was the 2008 Coach of the Year in New York State, for keeping their kid at the junior varsity level for 4 years in spite of his, quote, advanced skills. I'm sure they were pretty sweet. I've been cut from sports teams before, including my high school hockey team. It's because I sucked. And it was my fault for not putting in more time. I know good hockey players who were kept back from playing varsity because they were puck hogs and generally douchebags. You make choices in life, you suffer the consequences. And sometimes you're just simply not good enough. That's life. And in high school sports, it's no different. You're either good enough or you're not good enough. Yes, there's plenty of petty politics that play into certain things. But if this kid was just burning things up at the JV level and was just so amazingly advanced with his, quote, skills, why wasn't he playing varsity? If he's so good, why isn't he playing college hockey? There's plenty of Division III colleges in the area. This whole everyone gets playing time and everyone gets a trophy has got to stop. Not only are we teaching kids that they can accomplish anything when, no, they can't. They're great in some things and limited in others, like everyone else. We're not teaching them how to lose and bounce back, either. In life, you lose sometimes, even when you're good at something. You can either bitch about it and blame everyone else, or you can pick yourself up and start over and try again. This little whiny bitch and his stupid family clearly didn't learn that lesson at any point ever. Unless we find out that this coach, I don't know, molested someone, which unfortunately has happened in hockey, or allowed for severe bullying to happen, which there's nothing in this story about that, there is absolutely no reason we should be sitting here talking about a lawsuit. This is all just my opinion, and so is this. This kid was probably a little douchebag, and his family is probably douchebags too. Time will tell if I'm right on that assumption, but on the surface, it looks like you're terrible parents.
Number 2.
Terrible cable news continuing coverage of Shutdown Watch continues with a live update from Washington, D.C. Correspondent Big Baby Jesus standing by. Big Baby, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, honky?
Not much, my brother. Any updates this hour?
No, they ain't doing Bunch of white people just standing around with the thumbs up their ass. Yeah, back to you, cracker.
Excellent analysis from the field from Big Baby Jesus. We'll be back with an apology for the 8 facts we screwed up in the last 10 minutes after this.
Number 3.
Did anyone else see the NFL this week? It was just raining pink flags everywhere. If you like the pink flags, though, no more. The NFL said it caused a little bit of confusion. Why? Probably because there's friggin' pink everywhere. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My grandmother died of it, so it hits close to home. But NFL, we get it. You support breast cancer. Everybody's wearing friggin' pink. The field's got pink on it. The little side markers are pink. The referee's thong is pink. The flags don't need to be pink, too.
Number 4.
My wife doesn't understand how Scarlett Johansson was named the sexiest woman alive by Esquire. It's the second time, by the way, she's done that, the only woman to ever do that. Because she says she kind of looks a little weird at certain angles. Guys like something that's a little bit off. At least we do now. Barbie isn't our example of a hot chick. Granted, we want her to be skinny, and we'd like some boobage, but we also want some bootay, and we don't want her to be perfect. We want something just a little bit odd about her. That's what makes it sexy. Not everyone thinks this, but I always thought Jewel, the singer, was hot. Is she that hot? Probably not. She's kind of got a messed up grill, but I kind of like the messed up grill. Ladies, go ahead, ask your boy. Trust me, he's got one in his in his mind that you'll go, you think she's hot. Weird.
Number 5.
Hey, there's new $100 bills out. They feature an array of high-tech features designed to thwart counterfeiters. That's great to know, so when I go to the bank to get out that $120 I can afford to get out, I'll totally not know what they look like.
Number 6.
Your dog has feelings, too. No, really, your dog has feelings. Researchers at Emory University observed similar brain activity between dogs and humans in the area called the blah, 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 blah. I can't pronounce it. And for the first time, they were able to substantiate that dogs experience positive emotions like love and attachment at levels comparable to that of a human child. That's human child, thank God, not human teenager. Now, I would not suggest sitting down with your dog and asking how they feel. There's a bit of a communication barrier there. But if you're good to your dog, it loves you. If you're bad to your dog, it hates you. Also in the news, cats are still awful, godless killing machines.
Number 7.
I'm married, I have a wife, I love her very much. She's my best friend. Sometimes, though, as guys do, we want to go out and drink with the boys. It's something guys just do. Has nothing to do with wanting to cheat on your wife. Has nothing to do with not liking spending time with you. We're boys, it's what boys do. And sometimes, in order to go drinking with the boys, we have to make up pretty extreme excuses. Though I've never done this. A Texas guy wanted to go out drinking with his bros, but his wife didn't want him to. So instead of doing more housework, or whining and bitching about it, or just giving her the doggy pout face, he did, of course, the next logical step. Had his friends pretend to kidnap him at gunpoint. His bros put masks on, stormed into the house with guns, kidnapped, quote-unquote, him, and threw him into a car. But all they were actually doing is going out drinking. Wife, of course, called the cops. Eventually, they figured out what was going on, but now the guy faces up to 6 months in prison. Bro, I feel for you. I really do. If you're married, you gotta feel for this guy a little bit. Moral of the story is ladies, just let your boy go drinking sometimes. They shouldn't do it a lot. If they're doing it like every weekend, that's probably not great. But you can let him out once, maybe twice a month. Trust me, it's good for your marriage to let your man go and have some fun. Oh, and he should do the same for you, by the way. It is a two-way street.